people feel like we're coming here, we're going to like Cabrera or something like that, finding like women who are destitute, they have nothing, and dating them. No, spending time with somebody from a different culture and learning their culture and building connections, if you consider that exportation, then I guess.
I don't think anybody's exploiting it. I mean, what do they get out of me? They get dinner or Uber, you know, or maybe they get their nails done if they ask. It's not like they're getting a house out of me. I know the local men say they're after money, but I think the most I pay for is dinner and Uber. So that's not a lot of money.
If they want to eat all my money, like why have women got me gifts? Why have women took me out? Like the whole aspect of like they're only here for our money. What makes me so special that they're gonna just target me to eat all my money?
I find that it's a place that I have ultimate peace.
Okay.
My skin has gotten better since I've gotten here. I'm always happy, even if I'm just staying in the house every day, because I really enjoy being here. And I'm in high demand with the women.
When I come here, I feel like I'm a human being. In other places, I feel like I'm black. Like nothing is beating Nairobi, Kenya.
As migration out of Kenya to other parts of the country continue to take center stage, a new trend is unfolding. African American men are finding refuge in their country away from the pressures of life in the United States. Let's find out what's driving this migration and why.
In 2022, Auston Holleman, a professional barber from Texas, United States, dissatisfied with his quality of life in the USA, sought fulfillment in Latin America. There he experienced culture shock, a boosted social status, lower living costs, and a better quality of life. He began sharing his global travels on social media, showing how living the USA brought him greater value. Since then, Auston has traveled to more than 20 countries in the world. He says when he arrived in Nairobi, he knew he had finally found home.
I was born in Fort Worth, Texas, grew up in Arlington, Texas, and I was a barber full-time in Dallas, Texas before I traveled to Brazil in search of a better social life. And I just never went back.
Okay.
I never went back. And I've been gone for 2 years now. I loved it so much I didn't talk to any of my friends when I got back to the States for about 3 months because life was so different there and the people were in a different beat there. So then I went back in May for my birthday for another 2 weeks and I had an even better experience. So then I realized I needed to figure out a way I could make money online. And then I actually talked about it on YouTube and a lot of people some people were upset, some people were happy or they were enlightened by it. So my first video went viral that I put on TikTok, so I just kept doing it and then I moved over to YouTube. And I built a following. And then I realized, oh, like I have online income now.
Why Nairobi? Why Kenya?
I find that it's a place that I have ultimate peace.
Okay.
My skin has gotten better since I've gotten here. I'm always happy, even if I'm just staying in the house every day, because I really enjoy being here. And I really enjoy being around the people here. I find everybody to be approachable, friendly, and positive. I mean, there's negative people everywhere, but for the most part, it's minute here. It's affordable. Like I said, the people are very nice. The food is great. I still think Tanzania has the best food in the world, but it's probably number 2 or 3 behind them. The weather is also very unpredictable, but it's in a certain range that's not ever too hot or too cold here. And I'm in high demand with the women. It's been great. I've been able to compare it to about 46 other cities around the world, and I don't even think about those places too much anymore.
But in his endeavor to tour the world, Auston has caught controversy. For instance, in 2023, police in Brazil warned women of Auston and other passport bros for what they alleged as sex tourism in the name of seeking traditional and submissive wives overseas.
I had an incident where I had to leave Brazil. So I went back to Thailand. I went to the Philippines, hated it. Thailand is good, but I went to the Philippines, I hated it. Vietnam, I loved it after that. I went to Cambodia. Then I went to Tanzania. And then I met some Kenyans in Tanzania that told me to come here. So I was just country hopping each country that was next to each other.
Bobby, another African American, has decided to settle in Kenya after living and visiting many other countries in South America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. He says he has finally found home in Kenya, and his experience in the country is like no other. The social life, the cost of living, and affordability is unmatched. He also says he has found relationships to be better and more authentic. Kenyan's sense of community have been a welcome change for him.
Hi, my name is Bobby. I'm known as Kid Greatness online. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to Brick City. And I'm a world traveler. Like, I got fed up with the States, so I was searching for a place where I could fit in, because I used to work for a big corporation, I'm not gonna name it, and I felt like every day was the same. And then I started reading books about people who used to travel, have all these adventures, and I'm like, why can't I have that in my life? So I first left the States in 2017 and I moved to Bangkok, Thailand. I love that place. I stayed there for about 6 to 7 months. And then my first African country was Tanzania, like my first love. I love Tanzania. I was living in Dar es Salaam for a year. And then after Dar es Salaam, I went back to the States for about a couple of months. And then like, I just felt like this anguish in me. It was like, this doesn't feel right. Cause in the back of my mind, since I started traveling, I always felt like I'm gonna live in Africa. I was like, let me see the rest of East Africa, because I love this East African vibe. Like, it's different, like, compared to being to like Europe and Asia. And then I came back to Kenya first. And the first day I landed in Kenya, I was in CBD walking around, and it was like something just grabbed hold on me. Like, I can't explain it. Like, I never wanted to leave. Like, I went to Uganda, I went to Rwanda, and I even went back to Tanzania. But something's always calling me back to Kenya. Like, so that's the experience I experienced in Nairobi. It's like, when I come here, I feel like I'm a human being. In other places, I feel like I'm black. Like, nothing is beating Nairobi, Kenya.
Would you describe yourself as a passport bro? Bro who has made it in the US, now they're spending money all over the world and spending money on women and all that.
Formerly, I would have, no, not anymore.
Okay, when you were traveling around the world, when you were going to different countries and all that. No, tell us why right now you cannot describe yourself as a passport bro.
No, I'm just Auston Holleman.
Okay.
And I say that so I can be responsible for my own actions.
Okay.
Yeah, being part of a label comes with group responsibility.
Nah, I don't describe myself as a passport bro, because I started traveling before the term even existed. Like, I lived overseas in 2017. I think the term came around like 2020 during the pandemic. Yeah, and also, me personally, I don't associate myself with labels, especially labels I can't control. Like, I learned, like, you have to be an independent spirit, especially if you got like a brand. Like I have a brand, I got a following. I don't want to get associated with nonsense and get caught up with other people's drama.
The dating culture in America has also been a sore point for them to come to Kenya in search of Kenyan women. Many African American men express frustration with superficiality and lack of compatibility in the dating scene with the American women. They say they love Kenyan women who they have found to be submissive, feminine, and soft, and they are ready to start families in Kenya. But the issue has brought a lot of backlash from Kenyans online.
I think it's more natural. It's more, there's less games, there's less of a strategy. When I was in the States, it felt like you needed a manual to just get a date and what to do on the date. And I'm not making this up. You can look on YouTube, there's steps, people telling people what to do on the dates. And there's thousands of, probably even millions of videos about that kind of stuff. Versus here, it's like if she likes you or she doesn't like you, you know, and it just goes naturally.
Okay.
I think I can be myself.
I feel like this is the best place for a man dating. I feel like Kenyan women, they have a certain type of spirit and energy that's so inviting, so welcoming. And I've been to other countries and I dated in other countries because I lived in Tanzania, I lived in Thailand. But it's something about Kenyan women, that energy is so infectious and it's a beautiful thing.
I know the local men say they're after money, but I think the most I pay for is dinner and an Uber. So that's not a lot of money.
Okay.
Well, when I know when local men say that, they make it sound like how we sound in the States, but the difference is like they really are doing that in the States where they, you can be on child support while a woman is still pregnant. You know that?
Okay.
That's going after money.
If they want to eat all my money, like, why have women got me gifts? Why have women took me out? Like, the whole aspect of like, they're only here for our money. What makes me so special that they're gonna just target me to eat all my money?
Out of those videos they were saying, most Kenyan women also have high masculine energy compared, as you are comparing them to the US women who are saying like they are more masculine and Kenyan women are feminine. You have not found like that kind of disparity?
No, I found maybe around 10%. I'm not gonna say it doesn't exist because I have bumped into it here, but it's not frequent enough for me to say that's the norm. It's not the norm here to run into a woman that's over talking or trying to overpower you. I've had it happen. I don't tolerate that kind of stuff, but no. Ask those people, have they been to the United States? Because if they say the women here are masculine, go to the United States, you know?
They're more masculine than they are here.
I mean, is it normal for Kenyan women to try to fight men?
No.
Okay, then you haven't seen masculine women.
Women here are more submissive than women in the States. Like, here, I've been in a relationship and I never had a woman try to stab me with a knife. Like, that literally happened to me in the States. Women in the States are way more masculine. So when we say women are submissive, they are more submissive than the women in the States. But the whole case about like, we don't really know women, all that, like I've been to 22 countries. I dated in those countries. You think I'm just gonna come here like bright-eyed and be like, oh, I can't see somebody's like, oh, if she's a slay queen, I can't see that she's at the club 5 times a day. I mean, not 5 times a week. I can't see that guys are always texting her. Just like on the flip end of that, I can't see a girl who's has a great job. She's family oriented. She's has goals, like she's trying to do things with her life. I can't see that. Like the whole case of like, oh, they're gonna see us, they're gonna take our money and all this is like a fallacy.
What about now the allegations of the passport bros being they're exploiting women for maybe sexual gains or just for pleasure, but you don't see anything long term with them?
I don't think anybody's exploiting it. I mean, what do they get out of me? They get dinner or Uber, you know, or maybe they get their nails done if they ask. It's not like they're getting a house out of me. And what am I getting out of them? You know, what is the exploitation that they come up with?
People feel like we're coming here, we're going to like Cabera or something like that, finding like women who are destitute, they have nothing, and dating them. No, spending time with somebody from a different culture and learning their culture and building connections, if you consider that exploitation, then I guess, but nah. Nah, I don't feel like I have an edge over Kenyan men. Like, this is what you gotta realize if you travel around the world. Most women in their country prefer their local men. Cause think about it, like the percentage of foreigners in any country is not gonna be greater than the local men. So how can we have an edge? Like, there's probably certain women that wouldn't even give you the time of day because they want to date a Kenyan man. They wanna have the same culture. Like, okay, if you're Kikuyu or whatever, they wanna have the Kikuyu culture and they've been brought up a certain way. I might be exotic, that's the only thing I can say. Like anybody that's like, if it's a small supply of something, it is gonna be in higher demand. So I might be exotic, but I don't feel like that gives me an edge.
You planning on settling here for a long time and starting a family here, or you just try different relationships, or are you trying to get married to a Kenyan chick or anything?
Yes, but I do know that you have to investigate for a while first because all the women are not trustworthy. I will agree with the locals on that because they can have a lot of friends, a lot of male friends, the same way I'd have a lot of female friends. So you can't trust all of them, but I've met plenty of them that are good to marry. I'm just not ready.
I think you can find a great Kenyan wife here. Like, I think out of all the countries I've been to, I feel like East Africa in general, Yeah, the women here are awesome. Like, I would say this one thing, you have to vet the person.
These African American men have refuted claims of them being passport bros, but have rather described Kenya as a man's paradise and a haven for masculinity. We would like to hear your opinion and feedback on the migration of these foreigners as we head to 1.5 million subscribers. We appreciate your support. Reporting for LNN, my name is Edwin John Mukora.